good. Well, who do we have over here? Good evening. All right, let's do this. All right, that.
Motion detected at the front door.
All right, good to go, good to go. Husker, how are you today? From 25 to 6.99, blah, 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 blah. Well, we'll see about that, won't we? All right, ready to go there, ready to go there, ready to go there. Pat, good evening. Equavacos, good evening. Mike, John, Clint, Tharkins, back again. Gary, good evening. Clint, Lisa, good evening. Who do we have here? Red, Delmer, Alden, Herb, Gary, Zuck, Zephyr, Tommy, what's going on? Wango, Rasco, Mr. DV, Diesel, what's going on? Bone Crusher, Filet, good evening. Richard, good evening. Uh-oh. Can't chat right now. Would you trade Enbridge? No, I would not. Good evening. Can you walk through a whole trade, start to closing it out? Absolutely. Just sit tight. We're going to do everything before the night is over. And good evening over there. And how are you doing today? All right. Let's get this ball rolling. Let's get out of here. Here we go. All right. Hillbilly thinks crypto is going to explode tomorrow. Well, that would be cool. Jackson, good evening. Andrew, good evening. Iron City. Mighty Ramsey. Troy, good evening. Sue, Ben. KG, what's going on? Sierra. Cesar, good evening. Allie, good evening. Anna, good evening. Michael. Kevin, Gary. Ooh, all these people. Hi, hello. You should give me money. Absolutely, I should. Come on down. Just tell me how much you'd like. Would you trade Enbridge? No, I would not. SBER. What is SBER? SBER. SBER Bank Russia. Why would that be on the U.S. stock market? Who asked for that one? Yeah. Alrighty, JC, good evening. Forgill, good evening. Verizon got rid of me last week in the riff. Sorry. Fatil, good evening. Let's check on Verizon. All roll and see what we're looking at. All right, let's get the party started. Good evening, everyone. Stocks for weekly cash flow. Looking for a simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. Now, Dow, we'll take a look at Dow also. Okay, Nemo. SBER is a Russian bank. Now, who came up with Moody's? Bobby. All right, Bobby, relatively new here. But Bobby, check this out. These right here, December, January, February, May. Bobby, those are months of the year. Months of the year. I only do week option trading. 28 November, that's this Friday. 5 December, that's next Friday. 12 December, 2 Fridays away. 19 December, 3 Fridays away. 26 December, 4 Fridays away. Friday. It's called a week. I do not do monthlies. They're just not worth my time. Terribly sorry. Okay, it is what it is. It's just not worth it. Okay, what else do we have? Sorry, Bobby. Vonda, good evening. Tufan, good evening. Good afternoon. Depends on where you're coming from, I suppose. JMF, how are you? Thank you for that. Tufan, thank you. Troy. Can you review AMRIZE? Amrise. I never heard of that before. Amrise. Okay, it's AMRZ. AMRZ. Hell no. Okay, take a look. December, January, April, July. No. It's newer. Don't care. I'm sorry, Troy. I don't want to insult you in any way, shape, or form whatsoever. I don't do monthly options. December, January, April, July. Those are months. I don't do monthly. I do weekly. Monthly just doesn't work for me. Sorry, dude. Johnny Boy, NTR, getting right to not even a high. Hold on, check this out. Here's the high, here's the low. Okay, here's where it was, here's where it is. Look at this. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Now she's turning right there. Let's zoom into that a little bit better because it looks like she's turning around. Katrina, good evening. Thank you for that, Katrina. All right, so here's your last 30 day on Nutrien. What is the reason some stocks have and some have monthly? Personal preference, in my assumption, because you got to take that up with the market maker. The market maker is the person who actually does the buying, the selling, and all the trading for most of the stocks. So why are some of them monthly and why are some of them weekly? Personal preference, I guess, from the companies themselves. Sorry, Bobby. So let's take a look at the what's happening recently. 30 days, we pull back. Here's your 30-day bottom. From there, we go from 53 all the way to 61. So 53 to 61. 53 to 61. That's $8. Well, $8 stock, that's over 15%, right around that area, 14-15% between here and here. Okay, so it's 15%. Great. Now it's profit taking. Here's your bottom right there. She's turning around to 56. Let's take a look at the 56 for tomorrow. NTR. Why the hell not? 56 NTR. First one on the list. Here. Let's do just one at the market. Here we go. And first, here we go. NTR. Buy one, covered call NTR. 28 November. That's the option. The option strike is the 28th of November, also known as this coming Friday. So this option trade is going to expire this Friday. So if I buy the stock tomorrow morning, I sell that option. That option is going to expire on Friday. Okay, the $56 call option. Well, stock is currently at $56.19. What's my profit? I'm walking away with $48. Okay, you say it's not a lot. No, it's not a lot. But let's check out the numbers and see what the rate of return is. Return, we take our calculator. We take the profit. Good evening there, Mr. Anthony. K. Barwell. Good evening also. What's going on? Okay. An opinion on Albemarle. Okay, we'll take a look at that in a second. Let's finish up this one right here first. We'll take a look at Albemarle next. Probably going to be $48.50. And look at the investment. $5,552. Well, that comes to a grand total of 0.8. 0.8. Terribly sorry. Close, but no cigar. I don't do 0.8. That's less than 1%. So we're going to say no. Who came up with NTR? It's newer. CCJ, never heard of it. CCJ, huh? CCJ. Interesting. Okay. Here's our top. Here's our bottom. Here's where she was. Here's where she is. Look at this. Down, up, down. It's coming down at the moment. If you really like it, give it a week or two. It'll find the bottom eventually. 30 days ago would be the 23rd. Here's your last 30 days. 30 days ago, we're here. We shoot up. Here's your 30-day high. Now she's dropping from 110 down to 77. That's almost a 30% drop. If you like this company. Bobby, what is the reason? Okay, we just talked about that question. All right, what else do we have here? Okay, Brian, good evening. John, good evening. Eric. Nail art, how are you? Eric, Nike. Okay, Tufan, CCJ. We just looked at it, dude. It's dropping. Okay, Eric, Nike, NKE. A little bit of an issue with companies I've never heard of. Nike, 6280. We'll be looking at the 63s. That's a nice number. Look at this. Here's your top. Here's your bottom. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down. All right, what's going on right there? We're looking at the 63s because they look pretty happy to me. Here you go. What do you think? 30-day high. She drops. Back up, back down. Now she should be going back up again. The 63s. Let's check out the 63s on Nike. I know what Nike does. Let's take a gander. All right. Change it to the covered call. I love the covered call. Simple, easy. The 63. There it is. One contract. There we go. And okay, LAES. Can I flip the screen? Okay, Ron Bruner. Ron Bruner, how are you do today? You want me to flip the screen? All right, Ron, here we go. Let's flip the screen. There you go, Ron. What do you think? Yeah, Ron, you're not the first person to ask me to flip the screen. Trust me, I've been doing this for a very long time. YouTube doesn't have the opportunity for me to flip the screen on my iPhone camera. And no, the iPhone camera doesn't let me flip the screen either. So, is what it is. You don't like it here on YouTube? Hold on. I know the right word. I am live streaming on 9 different platforms. You don't like this one? Go to the next one. Okay? CLBT. Jesse, I have no idea what that is. If 30% decrease happens, then why would a company allow a 60-80 with a big fat... All right, Casey, thank you for that one. Not 100% sure where you were going with that, but all right. All right, so let's take a look at the numbers for Nike. Here we go. Buy one, covered call Nike, 28 November. That's this coming Friday, meaning this option is going to expire this coming Friday. All righty. The 63 call option. The stock is currently at 63.05. So if I buy it at 63.05, sell it at 63, I'm walking away with 102. It's costing me $6,000. What do those numbers actually look like? And do they make sense? Well, let's get the calculator out. $2.50. And it's going to cost me $6,198. That's $6,200. All right. That's 1.6. 1.6. 1.6%. 1.6 just for 1 week. How many calls do you sell every Monday? Peter, every Monday. Combined all together, it would have to be at least 500-600, somewhere in that area. Okay, hold on. We're going to get to these questions in a minute. So we're going to save this one because I like the idea of that. There you go. And that one is Nike, 1.65. All right, well, let's check it out. Here we go. Let's check it out, 1.65. That's lack. We're going to have to move that. Nike, 28 November. That means this option. Okay, the way a covered call works, if you're not familiar with it, there are literally hundreds of videos available on YouTube, Vimeo, whatever website, Rumble, whatever one you want to use. So, a covered call, basically I'm buying the stock, I'm selling somebody the rights to buy it from me for the same price I just paid for it. So if I'm buying this thing at 63.05 and I'm selling it for 63, how can I possibly be walking away with 1.6% profit? Think about it. I'm buying it for a price. I'm selling it for the same price. I'm buying it Monday morning, tomorrow morning. I'm selling it for basically a tiny bit less than I paid for it, but I'm still walking away with a profit, and she's bouncing off of a bottom, going back up. Well, does it make sense? Number one, do you like the company? That's a big question. Are you willing to own this company at this current price of 63 bucks? 102 is the profit. 6,100 is the investment for just one contract. Now, what I'm doing here is I'm not really buying. See, it may look like I'm buying stocks, but I'm not. I'm creating a weekly cash-producing asset, and I'm using stock as the vehicle because Nike's been around a very long time. I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon. And if it does, well, we'll probably hear from it, here and there. But is it a good deal? Should I put my money or some of my money into Nike? Well, if I do it this week, Nike's going to give me 1.6%. And I'm okay with 1.6% for 1 week. Right. Nike, top of the list. Whoops. What was it? 1.65? 1.65%. That works. All right, this is last week. Let's get rid of this stuff. Last week, I probably should have got rid of this earlier. All right, here's where we are today. Nike. Let's go back to where we were. Next. What's next? All right. So that was Nike. Let's go back to the beginning of where we were so we can get this all rolling. All right. I budgeted. Buy a book, you get a cup. Anyway, let's keep on keeping on. What are we doing next? Tufan, BBAI. What is that? BBAI. Big Bear AI Holding. 6 years old. And it's $5. And it's like $2 last year. So you can honestly tell me this thing has 20 years of increased profits? I don't know. I think I'm getting ready to be disappointed. I think I am. All right. A BBAI. BBAI. All right. So now I forgot my forgot to do because we got bombarded with questions right from the start. First and foremost, my name is James. This is Dividend Talk. To get into your trading account, spend, and then get out. That's it. 10 minutes a day. That's what it was created for. My 9-year-old daughter back in 2008 said, Daddy, what are you doing? Can you teach me? So my 9-year-old daughter learned how to do this. Okay, who came up with BBAI? Okay, sorry, dude. No dividends, no thank you. 2-5. The name of the show is Talk. The key word being dividend. This thing has no dividends, so why are we looking at it? Every once in a while, we'll do a stock if it's on Warren Buffett's list. I think this is on Warren Buffett's list. What do we have here? Cesar, how are you? Netflix with the split. All right, let's take out Netflix with the split. Hello from Canada. How are you doing today, Adriana? JC, good evening. Okay. Okay, KG4, dude, terribly sorry. Cesar wants to take a look at Netflix with the split. You do realize with doesn't really mean anything because NFLX is still dividend stock, and here's the high, and she's been dropping lately. So if you really like Netflix, why not? 30 days. Okay, 30 days ago, here we are. We drop, we shoot up. Here's the top. Here's your new bottom. If you really, really, really like Netflix, I mean really like it, wait for the bottom to show up. Now, I'll put Netflix on the list only because we can't run and hide from it. So if somebody wants to do it, fine. We'll take a gander. NFLX. Now, we're just keeping our eye on it to find when she bottoms out. It's not an opportunity at this moment. But as soon as she finds the bottom, normally they turn around and go right back up again. If you like Netflix. So the 104s are going for $2. Not quite 2%, but still nice enough. Sorry, Cesar. A dividend stock, it has a tendency to be predictable. Okay, predictable and consistent. Well, that way we can manage our trading around stocks that we know are going to move and when they're going to move. It was one hell of a severance. Well, alrighty then. You're not sad at all. Cold beans. Now, just what do you plan on doing now, dude? It's an honest question. What do you plan on doing now that you are unemployed? Okay, B wants to take a look at RTX. Is that right? I don't know. RTX. Unfortunately, who came up with that? B? Take a look at this. Here's your bottom. Here's your top. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Look at this. She shoots up, pulls back. Shoots up. Now it's pulling back. Looking for a new bottom there. If you like RTX. Now, RTX is on my list. We'll see what it looks like. Looking for that new bottom. RTX. Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea. If we come up with a list of stocks that we're looking at or going to be looking at, that ought to be a good thing. All right, what do we have here? What's going on? All righty. Ron Bruner wants to take a look at Dow. D-O-W. Now, didn't Dow pop up a couple of weeks ago? And it looks pretty damn good, doesn't it? Here's your top. Here's your, look at that bottom right there, 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Okay? Where do you think she's going to go now? Looks like she's getting ready to turn around. The 2220s are going for 55. That's over 2%. Okay, well, let's check it out. Here's your last 30 days. What do you think? Sideways, big jump, drop. Here's your bottom. Now she's turning around. Awesome. Well, let's take a look at the 22 for Dow. If you like Dow, of course. All right, let's get rid of this. Let's change that to covered calls. Because I like covered calls. They're simple. They're easy. They're predictable. That always makes me a happy camper. Here we go. Let's take a gander at Dow by 1. Covered call of Dow. 28 November. That's this coming Friday. The 22 call option. Here's my profit, 32. It's costing me $2,100. What does that come to? And does it make sense? Think about it. Dow's been in business for over 100 years. take a look at the dividends. They did cut some of the dividends, but is it still something worth you to hang out and take a look at? Well, let's find out. The profit's 32 even. The investment is 21.68, and that comes to a grand total of 1.47. Well, I like 1.47. I'm getting good at that. All right, let's find out. 1.47 for Dow. Something just happened. I can't see. All right, 1.47. And there she is right there. Dow, check it out. People always ask me, say, James, is there any way to zoom in to take a better look? What do you think? Dow, oops. Dow, 28 November, the $22 call option. $32 is the profit, $2,100 is the investment. Well, wealth isn't built in your 40s. It's built in your 20s and harvested later. Ooh, I like that. Interesting. Mr. Unemployed, let them know. Okay, good evening. All right, we missed some of these questions. Okay, the NTR, yep, we looked at that one, looked at that one, looked at that one. Okay, Ekaterina, that sounds Russian. Kagdela, Bajosta, something like that. All right. What's the reason? So, okay, I don't know that one. Brian, thank you for that, Brian. John Valerio, good evening. Eric, nail art ideas, cool beans. All right. What else are we doing? BBI, we did one. Okay, Joe wants to take a look at Dell and Visa. Okay, sit tight. We'll get to that in a minute. We're looking at Dow right now. Didn't we just do that? Oh, right there. Yeah, we did. All right. And we said it was, how much was it? 1.47. 1.47. Cool beans. That's two. Let's see if we can find some more. Alrighty. RTX. Okay, it was a hell of a severance. Cool beans. You're not sad at all. All right. Jake wants to take a look at Kohl's and AAL, American Airlines. Okay, sit tight. Hold on. We said, what did we say we're going to do next? I forget. Don't get old. It's no fun. Tendency to forget stuff. Joe was here first. Okay, Jake, sit tight. Joe wants to take a look at BBAI. We looked at that one. Dell. DELL. I love Dell. I do. Interesting. Check this out. Here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Look at this. Down, up, down. What's going on here? Looks like she might be turning around. Might be. Well, let's zoom in a little closer. Okay, 30 days ago, we shoot up, pull back. Shoot up, pull back. Right there. Not quite turning around, but she's pretty damn close. So I'm going to put Dell down so we'll keep an eye on it next week. Alrighty. Visa. That one looks a hell of a lot better. Check this one out. Here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Look at this. Up, down, up, down, up. 327.98. 327.50. Oh, nice. Nice number. And she's bouncing up. We'll zoom into that a little bit closer. Okay, 30 days ago. Look at this. Down, up, down. 3 days. 1, 2, 3. There you go. Nice. Love it. And 120. Okay. Yep. Ooh. Yep. Okay, so let's get rid of this. Let's change this. There we go. And the 330s right there. Okay, just one. One is the loneliest number that you'll do. Two can be as bad. Buy one covered call Visa, 28 November. That means this coming Friday. The 330 call option against the Visa stock. 454 is the profit. 32 G's for this one. Well, let's check it out. Remember, this is an investment strategy. Okay? We're buying weekly cash producing assets. So everything that I buy has to have a weekly option to it. That way, every single week, I can get some kind of money coming in until it hits my target. Well, if I'm buying it now at $327.98 and I'm going to sell it for $330, okay, I'm walking away with $454. It's costing me $32. Yeah, I'm going to get that $32 back if and when. I should say when it hits my target price. Well, let's find out what rate of return that's going to be. Only way to find that, you take the profit, $454, you divide it by the investment, 32,546, grand total of 1.4%. If you like Visa, 1.4%. What's wrong with that? And if the stock goes up and it hits that 330 target, we'll pick up a few more dollars. That will bump up the rate of return even higher. So, let's do it. Visa. All right, let's do this. Visa, where is it? Where is it? There it is, right there, right there, right there, right there. Visa. There we go. Visa. 28 November. The 330 call option. 454 is the profit, 3,200 is the 32,000 in the investment. 1.4%. Now remember, I'm looking for a simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week using nothing but pre-qualified dividend stocks. Now, in my humble opinion, a pre-qualified dividend stock is any company that has consistently been profitable for at least 2 decades, not 2 weeks, not 2 months, not 2 years, 2 decades. That's 20 years, year after year, year after year after year after year after year after year, 20 years. That means they made more money this year than they made last year. They made more money last year than they did the year before. More money the year before than they did the year before, so on and so forth. Why would I want to invest my money into a company that's not consistently profitable? That, my friends, boggles my mind, and I'm clueless as to why people keep asking me about companies that are not consistently profitable. Now, we check once a week, and we're going to check in about 2 minutes. Let me save this one, and then we will move on to something a little bit different. Now, what did we say this one was? 1.4. 1.4%. Okay, so let's, just for the fun of it, go check and see how many new companies there actually are this week. Get out website. Okay, they've got a screener there that allows us to take a look and see what the stocks are doing, and we're going to go from, okay, come on, there it is right there.